The people have spoken. Lamar's the number one quarterback in the league. Let's get it. Let's go.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though.
Hey. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. It's your Couch Rider Raven. We having relaxed conversations about sports here. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Hey, thanks for coming through. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with your boys. So let's see who's actually in the room. Please pop in the comments if you got something to say. I see 7 people right now. Let's keep it going. Keep the number up. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button, folks. Today's show is not going to be long. One, because I got a very important appointment in the morning, and I need to make sure I make it on time. And that appointment is my very last one with the United States Air Force. I am retiring, and that is my out processing final out appointment, and I got to be there in uniform and on time. And I got to get rid of this scruffiness or like that before the appointment so I can be officially in uniform to make it happen. I just want to say it's been an honor to serve. You know, the United States Air Force has done a great deal for my family and a great deal for me. Helped develop me, helped get me all the way to my master's degree. I got 2 associates along with it, and I have a wonderful house, a beautiful family, and I am truly blessed. And I am grateful for all the United States Air Force has done for my family. I can tell you what, for my children, on the outside, it probably would have cost me about $6,000 a piece to have a child. You know how much it cost me in the Air Force? It cost me $8. Oh, sorry, $16. My bad. 8 per kid. And I'm grateful that their health concerns have been taken care of, that my wife's been taken care of pretty well, and that we've had it easy. And you know, people joke about, hey, you know, anybody could have went over there and signed up for that recruiting office. It takes a heart. It takes someone who really is ready to change their life. There were some definite downsides. I wish I could have spent more time with my immediate family. I miss them. I love them very much. But I tell you what, this 24 years of service, it's been worth it. And I'm grateful to hang my hat and lead the game to somebody else, because this is not my Air Force anymore. And I'm glad to hand that torch off and let them handle it and take on the world, take on the challenges, and support our superiors. So I say that saying I appreciate y'all listening to me for a moment as I go about talking about the Air Force. Let's see who's here. Nigerian Nightmare is here. He says, salute, champ. We are here. Absolutely. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. It's been a real fun ride, you know, and it's been wild. I've learned what type of leader I don't want to be like, and they know exactly who they are. And I know who I want to be like. There are so many of you out there that are fantastic, and I appreciate every bit of growth you've given me. And even every time we've clashed heads, but we came out greater. I appreciate you. It's been awesome. So let's move forward, folks. Move forward to our moment of controversy, because, you know, after y'all do this part right here, like the smack bell, things like that, we got to start some stuff. You know, usually I would try to come in here all motivational and magical and all that, but no, we like starting some stuff in here, just a little bit, just a little bit right here. Today's moment of controversy. Do we have enough people in the room to actually give opinions on this right now? Because I really want to know. Does a straw have 1 hole or 2? I mean, let's just look at it. I mean, we look at it right here, you know. Got 1 on the set. So we notice there's 1 hole, and 1 hole goes all the way through, right? I mean, I feel like there's a beginning of the hole and an end of the hole. You know, there's one side of the hole and then there's the other side of the hole. I don't think it's necessarily two holes. That's my opinion. I feel like that you can't say it has two holes unless there's two entrances and exits when it comes to the hole. You know, like here, this is a hole. This is two holes. It might be three. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, that's two holes. If I put this together, don't do the pause thing, y'all. But I'm looking at an entry and an exit. It's an entry and an exit. This straw has an entry and an exit. This is just one hole. One hole. I want to hear your opinions on it because I feel like it's not that big of a controversy, but there's going to be a few flat earthers out there that are going to bring the mentality in here and say that there's two holes. Let's see. There we go. Nigerian says one hole. What have you? What say you? Somebody else in the room, let me know. Because I really do feel like this is an easy one. This is a knockout of the park situation. This isn't like pineapple on pizza or the hot dog or sandwich or the toilet paper roll go inside or outside, because those are debatable. I think this one is legit. We got it nailed down. We absolutely know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is one hole when it comes to the straw. All right. So there's no debate there. We'll get back to it if somebody pops in the room and says that there is reason to believe that there are two holes. I'd definitely like to hear this explanation. But the new situation that we need to talk about is the NFL top 100 players. What the flock? I said flock. Lamar's at number 2, folks. He's at number 2. But the thing is, when you hear the players talk about Lamar, they say he's done things that have not ever been done. He's done things that have not ever been done. And yet we are still looking at a list when it comes to the top 10 NFL players. According to their peers, we got Saquon. Imagine if Saquon and Lamar was put together somehow in some genetic splicing thing or what, I don't know. Having a Laquan Blackson, I don't know, would be insane. Having the quad master and the 2-time MVP put together, that would just be, it'd be unfair. It'd be unreal. Anyway, Saquon sitting at top, y'all. And if you take a look down, a little bit further down, below Lamar is Josh Allen. I don't know what to say about that. I'm like, you know what? I feel like when it comes to players in this league, Josh Allen ain't 3. He's not 3. And that's not to be disrespectful. That is real. There are so many talented players in the NFL. And they got him in 3. But I mean, honestly, you look at the Bills and you look at this entire 100 countdown, I believe Cook did not belong in the 60s. He's one of the top running backs in the league. You think he led the league, or tied the league in touchdowns. And you put him in the 60s? And then K Ham is one of the best safeties in the league. He's top 2 and he ain't 2. And they put him way back on the countdown. I think they got to figure out the math behind this and carry the 1 and do all the equations, which I don't know nothing about because I'm from Louisiana. We had one math. That's all I need to graduate. I got it. But they need to go back and not do this Louisiana math on this top 100 players. I get it. They have to put together each player puts together their top 20 players, and then it calculates itself into a formula that spits out where all these players land on this list. There are players that didn't even belong on the list. And there were Ravens that got snubbed. 100% snubbed. I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, cool. We're going to have a buttload of Ravens on here. And the ones that belonged on the list weren't on there. And the ones, it was just a hot mess express when it comes to that countdown, man. Let's pay some bills, see what y'all got to say here. Lisa's in the building. What's good? So, hey, Jermaine, I know for a fact we're going to win the Super Bowl 60. I'm calling it right now. Right now. Missed you last week. Nigeria says, it's cool. I'm done with it, especially understanding how the voting is done. Yes, I do think that there has to be a new process. Their process is still better than the NFL pundits' process because theirs is completely skewed. I have never seen media pundits screw up an MVP voting that bad. If you have legendary stats, all-time stats, you don't get put number one APR Pro and then number two in the MVP voting. That's trash. That's absolute dog water. Backwash. Hogwash. Malarkey. It is insane. I feel like he got robbed. He should have been MV3. MV3, and it shouldn't even been close. This is a dang here. Have it, Josh. This is a Karl Malone type trophy. We know Jordan was the better player, and yet they gave the trophy to Karl Malone. Y'all don't hear me, though. Lisa says, I don't know about you, but LJ belongs number one. Absolutely. Tyreek was one last year and Saquon this year. The tape can tell you who the best player is. It's Lamar. Hands down. Okay, and as you go down a little bit further down the list, as we were looking at it, you can see that, you could see if I get that banner out of the way. You could see this list is just weird. You got the King at 7. The King had 1,900 yards. They keep talking about Joe Burrow at 6. I'm sorry, there have been players who have had terrible defenses, and they've been able to carry their team. They knew how bad their defense was. They knew they had to come out and have a shootout. Joe Burrow has 2 of the best receivers in the football. 2 of the best receivers in football. So that is going to elevate your game. If you take 2 of those receivers away, what is Joe Burrow? Without those receivers, he's not on this list. If you give Lamar those 2 receivers, he starts to go so high into the list, they start to have a number above the 1. He starts to be the 0, the -1, the -10, because that's how much higher that he is above these players if he had those type of receivers. And I'm not disrespecting I'm not disrespecting my boy Rashad. What I am saying is Joe, without those 2 dudes, is not a top 10 anything. He is a good quarterback who has exceptional wide receivers who make him better than he is. Let's just put that where it is right there. So my personal opinion, even as an LSU or former LSU fan, because I might have joined Nebraska after I retired because I'm officially a resident here. Joe Burrow does not belong in the top 10. That's my opinion. Then you got Myles Garrett, still an exceptional athlete. Are we still living on the name of Myles, or are there better freakish athletes out there? Just something to think about. Justin Jefferson belongs in the top 10. PS2, oh yeah. I mean, one of the top 10 corners of the league. That is not an argument. That's no argument there. I like that guy. Derrick Henry, Pat, this year could have dropped a little bit further down than 5. Let's just call that what that is too. I mean, he still went to the Super Bowl, but I'll be honest, he had some zebras that helped him, that lifted him all the way to there, and then they just decided to dump him off a cliff in the Super Bowl because they didn't want to support him because they got called out on their miss. Anyway, back to it. Let's pay some bills here. Lisa says, watch out, Buffalo. We're taking you down. Absolutely. Sunday night, I am itching. I am definitely fiending for some football. I'm probably going to have to put the sign back above my door that says we interrupt this marriage for football season. I have been a good church member. I have been a halfway decent father. And, that I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I'm probably gonna try to be decent, be decent husband, decent father, and all that. But it's football season, baby. Mistakes will be made. But they'll be made. I'll tell you what. I won't be watching football in church, but you better believe it. As soon as those meetings end, as soon as all my meetings end, I'm gonna be in there. I'm gonna be rooting, be rocking my purple. It's on. Okay. Lisa says, Jermaine, what is your take on LaJohntay Wester? Look, if we didn't have Nuke, I would be excited to see this guy be the third wide receiver. And that's another. It's not a disrespect to Wallace. When Wallace comes in, Wallace makes plays. But it will be exciting to see more than, hey, I'm just coming out to make a play. I'm not coming out here to make a highlight reel every time I make a catch. And Wallace has come out there and he's done some great things. Yes, we were excited about a kickoff return, or excuse me, a punt return that came back for a touchdown. Thank you, Wallace. You helped us get over one of those teams in California. It was great. Next time you get it, you take it to the house. Like dang near 70 yards, but I think it's Lamar's longest play he's ever had in his career. Which to you, when you decided to go ahead and stiff arm people, spin out of stuff, do your thing, and right and tightrope that sideline, make it look magical. We loved it. But I want to see what LaJohntay does. This is the guy who sat in the shadows of a Heisman Trophy winner and still put up 11 touchdowns and just got completely overlooked. This is a guy who, if the Ravens have any type of injuries, knock on wood, beating all the wood here. Pause. This is a guy who is going to step up. And I know, y'all see me. I always get hype about the backup underdog wide receivers. I was hype about Tez. I was hype about Prochet for years. I'm telling you, LaJohntay is different. He is different. He will get it done. There's no doubt. Put him in, coach. Put him in. Yes, Lisa, I'm a huge fan. Let's go. Hadi says, do you think we see another extension in the next 72 hours? Well, I can tell you right now that the contract with our center, Lindy, I don't think it's going to happen right now. Actually, I don't think it's going to happen at all. Yeah, I'm probably going to get mad about this, but Eric DeCosta, he is a businessman. He craves those picks, those compensatory picks, and the level of play that center gives the Baltimore Ravens. It's probably going to be worth a second round compensatory pick. Probably something that is the highest that the Ravens has ever got. Meanwhile, Lindy is going to go to the Carolina Panthers or some other garbage team out there and command a lifetime or a magnificent milestone contract. It is bigger than anything we've ever seen in our lives. Probably a center earning $28 million a year. Because we ain't paying that. You still got to pay Lamar. You still got to pay Lamar. And then guess who's in? Is that year 4 next year for Zay? It's contract coming. We still got to make a decision between which tight end we want. Pause. But I'm just saying, there's so much money that are going into these contracts right now. Remember back in the day when just like probably 10 years ago, when it was, you saw somebody getting a $10 to $12 million contract a year, and we were fussing like, hey, that's too much. Hey, we can't pay that. Wide receivers. We were like, no, we can't pay above $12 million per wide receiver. But we're doing it now. We're going to do it in the future. Lisa says, if LJ isn't paid, I don't know if I'm going to go. I know I'm going to go off. He's under contract. So for all I care about, he's under contract right now. And they're going to work their magic behind the doors, do their thing, and they're going to come out happy. This guy is earning money. They got to figure out how they're going to move it around, and they're going to make it happen. They made it happen for D. Henry already. There's a lot of different contracts that happened this offseason, Hamilton being one of the latest ones. It is exciting to see these guys get what they deserve, but at the same time, it's their business, it's their money. I'm excited to announce the numbers and do all the, I don't know about doing the math, but just seeing some of it, on it. But Lamar's under contract. Lamar's focused on the Super Bowl, and he already knows if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he might be the second guaranteed money 100% contract that the NFL pushes out because he has the right to command whatever he wants after that. He gets the golden ticket along with the number 1 jersey. You know, if you know, you know. All right. So I was going to do a We Are the Ravens Flock little just scroll through, but there's so many things on there that I can get copyrighted on. Just hits all over the place. So I could not actually scroll through the We Are the Ravens Flock to get opinions but I did come across a few things. So I know we talked about Henry and him being number 7. I think that's satisfactory there. I think he's happy to be one of the top 10 players in the NFL in his 30s. That's fantastic. So then you have Zay was the next topic on the We Are the Ravens Flock as I was scrolling down. He says everybody meshes well together. And that's what we're hoping. We're hoping that everyone is in sync. We're hoping, for years, we always wanted to see Joe Flacco do wide receiver drills, or excuse me, not do wide receiver drills, but go through and bring his wide receivers to the same location with him during the offseason and then get workouts in together. We've seen that a few times with Lamar. He gets these guys together. Sometime during the offseason, he wants his guys to come to Florida and they work out together. We've seen in the past that they went to Arizona and they've worked out together. As long as they are getting that work in and those reps, the mental reps, the film reps together, the on the field reps together, you're going to see that chemistry that we need to get her done. So next is topic was Gruden, John Gruden, aka Chucky. He has given a fantastic review on YouTube. I got to go watch a little bit more of it, but I got some of the highlights of it. But one of the questions he did ask is who is the Ravens starting linebacker? Who should it be based off of what we saw? And yes, it's limited film on Higgins. But at the same time, we're looking at a guy who's had 300 tackles in 2 years of college. 300 tackles in 2 years of college. The guy catches bullets with his teeth. I'm kidding. He's got short arms. He's got a slower 40, but he's got good vision. And he's got heart. He's got heart. Right here. Heart. Got great heart. And he's solid in the zone. The problem is when you put a faster tight end on the field against him, is he going to be able to cover that faster tight end or that faster running back? I know a guy who can, and it's the starter in that position. Trent Simpson, I am a big fan. I just need him to get his vision together. He reminds me of the daggone guy on Mighty Ducks with all the gas and no brakes because he's not hitting the right spot when he plays on the inside. He's got to work on his reads on the inside, but he can cover. Man coverage, he's at home. He is solid in man coverage, and I'm looking forward to that because we can probably play a little bit more man because our secondary is exceptional. And if he's covering tight ends while everybody else is playing man, guess who's getting to pin their ears back and blitz? Oh, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I want Trent Simpson to turn into Pat Queen when Pat Queen was here and get it unlocked because of his ability to play beside Roquan. I know you got a lot of hate in your heart for Pat Queen, but the dude was really good when he was with us. He hurt us when he left us, along with everybody else that left us and basically turned into Ravens Northeast over there. Or is it Northwest? Northwest, something like that. It's basically North. Ravens North. We got Ravens everywhere. I mean, it's insane the amount of Ravens that get picked up in the AFC North, but also over there in Los Angeles with the Jets. I mean, it's insane. Everybody wants a Raven. Everybody wants a Raven. Let's see here. D says with Micah getting 47 average a year, what do you think Aiden Hutchinson and Henderson gets? It's always next man up. It's always next man up. These contracts, they are insane. And it's not going to be until another collective bargaining agreement comes over that there's got to be a cap put on positions, because it's going to be a spiraling effect. Yeah, I think these ticket prices. I mean, just a couple of years ago, to get good tickets, I was paying what, $250. Probably about 4 years ago, I was paying $250. I was getting pretty decent seats. Now I pay $400 for a Chiefs game, and I'm over here in the nosebleeds per seat. It's going to these guys' contracts, and it sucks because it's like I can't even attend the game this year because it's just too high. It just don't make sense to pay that much money when I can watch it here on the TV. And then those deals are going up. You know, they're trying to make it to where it's available to everybody, but those prices are going up, even though they're spreading it out. It's still going up. But that's what those contracts are going through the roof. $40 million on average per position is what we're looking at, or what we're going to be looking at pretty soon here. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, back to it. Lisa says Zach Orr's defense will be nasty this season. It's just how you drive the Cadillac, you know. You got a nice Cadillac. You got the peanut butter interior. You got the rag top. You got the diamond in the back. You got the rims, nice spokes, been cleaned out. You've been cleaning them all weekend. Been armor all in the tires. You spent all weekend with the buffer. You just buffing the heck out of the whole hood. Everything is shining. It's glistening. But how you gonna drive it? How are you going to drive it, Zach? Are you gonna ride it all across the white line and get all the stuff up in the white walls? We're gonna have a tie. We're gonna have a nail in the white wall, and they gotta take it into the shop, and they're gonna tell us that they got to replace the tire because you can't drive it properly, because you can't coordinate timeouts properly. The back end of the season, you look great. What's it gonna be this year? Are we getting a slow start, or are we getting Zach or second half of the season? That's what I want to know. Because I want to know if you're going to pull it together. Because I went to that Chiefs game, and I was very upset at how the game was called and how we burned timeouts that we didn't burn. We didn't need to burn because of inexperience of our defense coordinator. Now we're in year 2. You ain't got no excuses. I don't want to see Dean Pease take over, so you better do your thing. I can't stand Dean, but apparently he's a good mentor back there. All right. So I think I mentioned everything about the whole Trent Simpson thing. Did you know Trent runs a 4.4 340? It's prototypical, elite speed, can run with anybody. He's like a Fred Warner, but Fred has better direction. Fred has better instincts. So if Trent Simpson can make that leap to go into Fred Warner mode, we're talking about there's very few holes in his defense. It's not going to be too many holes unless Jamar Chase is coming to town. He just finds a way to expose us. But I think this year he's going to have a little bit of a time because we got some dogs. We got some absolute dogs. I mean, between Jair and Wiggins, they got it. They're going to hold it down. Marlo, I love Marlo. I do love what Marlo does, but time's starting to catch him. It's starting to catch some legs. But the dude has got such great instincts. And he's going to be there fighting every step of the way. So I'm excited about this entire roster, just top to bottom. And of course, there's one guy. There's always going to be one guy. It's one guy. And as long as we got him on the team, he's a Raven, so I'm not going to hate on too much. But Faalele, what the heck your name is, bro? I hope you show up. I hope you be everything that these owners say that you can be, because I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I think it's Ben Cleveland's year, man. I really do. I think it's Ben Cleveland's year. But I can soapbox about that all night, or I can go to bed and prepare to retire for the United States Air Force. That is what I would like to do. Wake up on time, do my thing. But my family just got home. That's the end of the show, dog. I just want to say I appreciate all of y'all rocking with me this entire time, having fun with me on Monday nights. I ain't going nowhere in this retirement. Maybe I put up a video or 2 more per week, but we'll see how that goes. I do have other things I need to take care of, but continually I fall off the couch and I'm in love with y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all do every Monday night just to come here, hang out. I say bring some people here, help them to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Appreciate y'all. With that said, give me 2 claps. Fade to black.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though.